Hey little buddies, may peace, the mercy of Allah, and His blessings be upon you. Welcome to the story from the Blossoms of Aman, where we learn about faith, kindness, and the beauty of our deen together. Today's story is titled, Wings of Mercy, Kindness Opens Doors to Blessings. Doesn't that sound exciting? So, get cozy, listen carefully, and let's uncover the magical lessons hidden in this story. Are you ready? Let's begin. In a bustling city lived a poor man named Shahid. Life had always been a struggle for him, but he never let despair overtake him. Despite his hardships, he always found comfort in turning to Allah and reflecting on His name. Allah, the Most Merciful. One cold winter evening, a fierce storm swept through the city. The howling winds and heavy rain made it impossible for anyone to venture outside. As Shahid sat in his tiny, drafty room, he noticed a small sparrow huddled near the window, trembling in the cold. Its feathers were soaked, and it looked too weak to fly. Shahid's heart ached for the tiny creature. Despite having barely enough food for himself, he opened his window. He placed it in an old, worn basket, covering it gently with a piece of cloth. Then, he took a few crumbs of bread, his only food for the night, and laid them near the bird. Allah is the most merciful, Shahid murmured. If He shows mercy to me, how can I not show mercy to this creature? He placed it in an old, worn basket, covering it as the storm raged on. Shahid fell asleep, hungry but at peace. The next morning, the sun shone brightly, and the storm had passed. The sparrow, now warm and fed, chirped happily and flew out of the window, disappearing into the sky. A week later, Shahid was walking through the market when he saw a wealthy merchant arguing with a street vendor. The vendor, desperate to sell his fruits, looked on the verge of tears. Shahid stepped in and tried to calm the situation. The merchant turned to Shahid and asked,
"Who are you to interfere? What makes you care about this man?"
Shahid replied,
"I care because Allah is the most merciful, and He commands us to be merciful too."
The merchant, struck by Shahid's sincerity, decided to listen. He not only bought fruits from the vendor but also offered Shahid a job at his warehouse. From that day forward, Shahid's life began to change. He had steady work and enough to eat. Whenever he saw the sparrow outside his window, he smiled and remembered how showing mercy had opened the door to Allah's blessings. And the moral of the story is Allah reminds us that Allah's mercy is boundless and reaches all of His creation. Just as Allah cares for the smallest creatures, He also takes care of us in ways we cannot imagine. When we show mercy to others, it becomes a reflection of Allah's mercy, and He rewards us in ways we least expect.
Ar Rahman,
The Most Merciful. And that brings us to the end of today's beautiful story. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something special to carry in your heart. Remember, kindness and faith make our world brighter. Don't forget to share this story with your friends and family, and let's bloom the flowers of Iman together. Until next time, take care and keep spreading peace.